it up, keep the aim right, no sideways, we straight shooting. Podcast for the upper class, this dialogue for real. And when the race is on, the events occurring and the crew has no chill. So watch out how you talk to kids. Watch this pretty girl that don't play. The mastermind and the mouthpiece is John Q and Dre. We straight shooting for the east side, we straight shooting for the west. We straight shooting for the whole city, that's what we do best. Straight shooting, straight shooting.
What up, though?
What up, though, fam?
We're back in here, the Str8 Shooting podcast.
Yo.
I am DRE.
John Q over here. What up, though?
This your girl Keys. What's up?
And Red is not here today. He had an appointment he forgot about. That motherfucker letting us know at the last minute and shit.
No, he went to go. He had to go get that brown cave,
searching
man.
for that brown cave, stealing shit.
That's what he like to do, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn no man away trying to get that brown cave
like that.
Dog, you know? We ain't gonna fuck with Red. He ain't here to defend.
You know what I mean?
Shit, so. We want to talk about our weekend, how it popped off. You
want me to go? Oh, shit. You know how my weekend went or whatever. I ended up coming over your crib watching that fight.
Right.
I did holler at Cuz or whatever for his birthday or whatever. We went to a hookah and cigar bar lounge or whatever over there in the hood off of Wyoming and Puritan. It's called Storm. It was pretty good, though. That was the first hookah bar that I've been to in the city or whatever, just in general.
Yeah, you was telling me about it from the looks of it, the inside of it.
Yeah, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. You know what I'm saying? We going to have to go up there, you know what I'm saying, and holler at them or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty good, man. And that's really pretty much about it. You know what I'm saying? Watch the bums, as you say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Them clowns. Lost
I didn't watch the motherfuckers this time.
And I also stayed in the studio again, so I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working, so you know how they go.
What about you, Keys?
So I'm kind of battling a cold, and I was really struggling this weekend. So I don't have COVID, to let y'all know. But me and my kids, we kind of like got cold, so we kind of just laid around the whole weekend. I was just laying around. I ain't had no energy.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Me, what I do? Saturday, my granddaughter's birthday party was at the house. Okay. Then, like you said, you came over to the house to watch the fight. Sunday, I did not watch the bums because I wasn't even interested in watching the motherfuckers. I knew they was going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm pissed, though, because Sunday, I actually was supposed to went to the Pistons game. I sold my tickets. And, of course, every time I was supposed to go, no go, and some shit happened, they get the fighting and shit and all this shit. But, of course, I miss it. I sell my motherfuckers today.
Well, at least you was putting in some work, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was over there putting in work in the studio at your house. But, So we gonna move on from that. We just want to let y'all know today's episode is brought to you by Str8 Fashion. We will be having a Black Friday sale, a pop-up shop at the Str8 store this Friday from 2 to 6. It'll be 3031 West Grand Boulevard, Suite 180. Come through, y'all. Check out a lot of local black business owners. They have a lot of nice stuff and a lot of nice deals for y'all. Come through, check it out. We also sponsored by
Gym Animal Muscle Gang Fitness and also John Q Music.
That's
right. Add that in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So come check me out on Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, website is almost finalized. I do got some new clothes on the way. So tap in, check out my my social medias and stuff like that. And like I said, the website is being finalized. So
we gonna introduce y'all to our special guest today. We got filmmaker Darren Brown in the motherfucking building. What up, though, D?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
We go get into it with Darren in just a second, talk about his movies he got out. But right now, we're going to show you a trailer from his new film, Dimes. Take a look at it. Make sure y'all watch it. It's streaming right now on Tubi. Yep. Check it out, and here you go. Take a look.
Keisha, you know that Find My Friend app you got on your phone?
Yeah, what about it?
We gonna use that app to rob niggas.
Guns and mash, straight old school.
You know we really can't believe anything she's saying right now, right? Do you really think she has $33,000 in her purse?
It could be dangerous. You ain't no killer, are you?
It depends on if you fucking with my money. You fucking with my money?
No.
Give it up. That was Dimes, y'all.
Y'all make sure y'all check it out. Fire.
Make sure y'all go check it out.
Fire.
It was.
Yeah,
That shit was hilarious, man.
Yeah,
You know, me and Q came to the premiere for the.
It was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, I appreciate you.
So, D, what made you come up with the concept for that film?
Well, to be honest, Donald, a guy named Mikey Fanning, we worked with him on Winners.
Okay.
Back in the day. Yeah. So he kind of came up with the concept, and Donald Bolton penned it. You know what I'm saying? I helped him pen comedy and stuff like that in it, and that's really how it came to life, man. Like we just wanted something. He came to me, he was like, "Yo, D, I want you to shoot like a hood movie." And I was like, "Man, you know, I ain't trying to really shoot like a real like, you know what I'm saying?" But then he was like, "No," and I said, "Man, you know, I'm an artist, man. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it." You know what I mean? I just wanted to do some. I just had a whole bunch of other things that I wanted to do before I went back to, you know what I'm saying, shoot kind of like some street shit. You know what I mean? But first of all, it was women in it, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it would be fun to make, you know, women like the main focus of what's going on. Secondly, it was comedy, you know what I'm saying? And thirdly, it was just like a great cast. So I was like, yo, we were doing this, you know what I mean? It was very fun to do, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how long have you been in the film industry and directing and cinematography and videos and so forth?
Yeah, I want to say about 19 years, man. I mean, shit, I was probably one of the first to actually get a distribution deal nationwide here in the city. Music videos, man, like, you know, I was the one who really like started it and made people realize like, oh shit, like it can be done by us here in Michigan. You know what I mean? So I've been doing it a long time, man, and people don't understand. It's not just like I haven't just been like perfecting my craft, but actually like getting together my mental for the whole journey as well. You know what I'm saying? How you treat other people, how you maneuver, how you can really just be an accessible dude without it fucking your life up. You know what I mean? And, you know, still maintain good relationships, still be able to go in and finish the projects that you start, still get people excited about your projects, man. It's a whole thing, man. It just ain't about making movies.
So like a lot of psychology behind it.
Oh man, that's really all it is, man. That's what's gonna continue for you to continue to work in the business, man. Yeah. Is psychology and the mental how you approach it, because so many people just get burned out so quick because they think it's the right path. And you know what I mean, you know, you got to be hard sometimes you got to be forgiving. I mean, a lot of times you got to be forgiving. Sometimes, you know, you can't come in this whole thing if you just gonna be emotional about everything that happens. You know, you're gonna burn yourself out real quick doing that. So
what are some projects that you have coming up?
So Dimes currently the project that's out right now. That right now is like one of the #1 films on Tubi. Went out for 2 weeks.
Give it up on that one.
It's #1 already. Got that one. We got Melanin coming out. That'll be going to the film circuit. It's not going straight to streaming, so we're doing a lot of the film festivals on that one. We have Shameless Laughter, which is a comedy special film. Got Mary's Christmas that I'll be shooting in probably January, February, and a slew of other ones, man. You know, right now, man, we just really trying to keep working, keep our options open for films that may come down the pipeline that we just really want to do. Right. You know what I mean? So just know that, you know, we still working, you know, and we got users on Tubi, and that's YOUSERS.
Yeah, that's dope too. I checked that out too.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that was something a little different, man. It was kind of erotic thriller, but you know what I'm saying? I think for the most part, when I did it, man, I just wanted to write something that was going to be a little bit different for Detroit and see how they received it.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people don't know you what influenced me to get into filmmaking, and it started back from when I was doing music. Right. And you did my video
for sure.
For Mr. Dola back in the day. Yeah. For those who don't remember, Mr. Dola back in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah,
shit.
Man. Yeah. For
sure. D did. That was like I probably had one of the best videos in the city at the time.
I would say yeah.
Yep.
I would definitely say yeah, because man, we put out all the shit for your video. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was like that was at the time where I literally was like custom making. Like that was a time when I was custom making videos for everybody. No one video looked the same, and that's why everybody came to me, man. And it's like now, you know, it's a little different, man. Videos kind of look the same.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, but I was
on the
man.
block.
You know, jib arms, cranes in the back of trucks, lighting, all that, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, so that's what inspired me, man, to get into filmmaking, and you know, I went to school for it, you know, and everything. You know, we did an interview with you on Incentive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
on a documentary for that. So that's what you inspired me to get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it,
So
man.
you know, I appreciate the fact that because even on the set, you know what I'm saying, you was teaching, showing me shit then. You didn't have to.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I love being a teacher. I'm a teaching director, man. I have I mean, and that's the psychology of everything, man. Like some people go into these situations, man, they be so stressed about being in the film. They be like, damn, man, why you doing this if you're just gonna be stressed out the whole way through?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't seem healthy. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, man, shit, I just want my skin to be smooth, and you know what I'm saying? Like, like my youth to be intact and all my hair on my head, man. The minute I start losing it because of film, I ain't doing it no more.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
That it's stressful, man. You from trust me, I know. So
and that's the thing, man. Like for me, man, I've really gotten to a point where, you know what I'm saying, like I'm really enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never been a stressful thing, because whenever it was stressful, I always had a job, kind of fall back on, come back. But you know what I'm saying? It's like with anything, man. You stay at something for so long, man. You just get tired and burnt out. Right. But now I'm at an age where I know, or I'm at a point in my career where I know how thin to spread myself and when to stop spreading myself. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to get back to what I need to do. So, I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, initially when I came into it, I thought I wanted to be a director. Now it's like I don't really want to do that anymore. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I want to teach somebody else to do it, I can focus on the business part of it, because the business part of it is here now. Before it was all, you know, be creative as hell. So hopefully somebody will notice you. But now it's evolved to, man, be business as hell, so you can get that money. You know what I'm saying? The money is here. So,
So, you completely done with videos? You wouldn't do another music video?
No, man, I'm not completely done with anything that got to do with creativity and video. You know what I'm saying? Will I get in the business of doing it? No. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, will I be like, yo, come to me for videos? The only way I say come to me for videos if I had like a young team of individuals that wanted to cut their teeth on something. Okay. But me personally, nah. I'm straight suits and meetings in the boardrooms now. You know what I mean? Like deals, man. I remember when I was young, man, I used to work at a plant, and this guy, he would come around, man, and he would fix on stuff, and the guy would be like, oh man, I was a welder, and I'd be like, oh, my welding machine is down. He'll come bang some stuff, man, and leave. And I'd be like, man, you don't even do nothing. He said, bro, let me tell you something. You got to get paid for what you know, not what you do.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's been my whole thing, my whole life, man. Like,
You have to use that.
Yeah. That's been
sure.
That's been my whole thing, my whole life. Like, I ain't trying to work hard, man. What can I do easy? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And not to shit on anybody that is working hard, but like I said, I just posted what, man? I mean, people got time and no money. Some people got money and no time. I need both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you're able to start living. That's right. When you got both time and money.
Yep.
So I'm not trying to just give me the job shit. I want the easy way out. I don't care what nobody say. I want the easy way. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna present it to me and it's good and doesn't, you know, ain't no blowback from it being easy, give it to me. Right. I done put my work in. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, is there anybody that kind of like influenced you, you know, just to get to, you know, to this point, or it's just something that's just kind of evolved as far as just, you know, your experience?
So I'm gonna tell you, man, like, I believe people that you can admire people in the business, you know what I'm saying? I have people that I admire in the business, but people, you know, but to some degree, man, I don't necessarily say people have influenced, because, you know, when I did my thing, I made sure to not be necessarily influenced or my work be influenced by anybody. I wanted my own. But what I can say is the people that are here influence me to do better.
Okay.
the other filmmakers in Detroit influenced me to do better because I'm able to talk to them and see where they're coming from. And you know what I'm saying? And follow their work and, you know, call them and be like, yo, how you do this? What you doing with that? This, that, and the other. And I think that's more influential than anything. Like, you know, you have admiration to people, but then it's other people that actually is inserted in your life that actually influence you, that sways the way you think. That so, you know, the people that I surround myself with every day are my influencers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So y'all my influencers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's how you're supposed to. You pick up inspiration from the people around you.
Yeah,
like,
definitely,
you know.
man. And those are the ones that actually influence you. You know what I'm saying? Like we up here at the hub, you know, Miles, like he's an influencer. He's the one who put things together and make sure that it's things are available to us to actually follow our dreams and chase our dreams, and we don't have no excuse as to why we can't when this shit is right here available to us to make it work.
You're right.
You got a point.
You're absolutely right about that. It's no reason why people shouldn't be able to follow their dreams. I think people mindset, a lot of people just think, okay, well, if it ain't paying off no money off rip, I can't fuck with it. But you can't have that mentality because you're not about to get the money right off rip.
I think people put expiration on their dreams though.
Yeah, I mean,
people,
that's true.
I think people say when they start something, they keep going, and then if it doesn't work at a particular point, they just give up on it and say, that ain't what I want to do.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
Yeah, but then you have some people that won't even follow them at all. They'll sit back. Like, I know everybody in this people in here, I'm sorry, know a person, because we all probably them got raised in the hood or whatever, this and that. But you know a friend or two that always tell you, man, I wouldn't do this and that, and they never take the step to do it. And what I do is, like, I got friends do that shit all the time, and I say, man, just do it. It's nothing stopping you from just doing it.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
But you gotta. I mean, the thing is, you gotta stay on. You gotta be the reward comes in the consistency,
right?
You know what I'm saying? If you keep jumping in and out and shit, you ain't gonna never get what you know that you fully can get out of it, because you know what I'm saying, like when the momentum's starting, you stop, then you got to build that momentum. You back at square one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of like me myself personally. I do have experience with that, like kind of stopping and starting or whatever. Even with say producing, like you know, we had like some projects on the table and stuff like that. I'll go ahead and complete it and stuff like that, and then stuff is just kind of like die down, and I find myself doing some other stuff, and then it's like I still had a passion for it. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you do need those people that's around you that's going to influence you to kind of like sometimes help you go. You know what I'm saying? Like just to kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the biggest
like
key
keep you
is
going. You know what I'm saying?
Like
because it's like, you know, like you said, it's a lot of, you know, it is psychology too, as far as in your mind and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, like it's only so much that you can do. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have sometimes say a team. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
people get bored with their own hard work.
And then,
people get bored with it. You know what I'm saying? Like. The thing is, man, you go into something and you realize you got to pull 100% out of something. You can't pull 25% out of it and think it's going to give you a return. Because if you pull 25% on it, you probably only going to get 10% out of what you put in. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pull. When you bored, you still got to work on your craft. When you like, I ain't got nothing to do today. No, you always got something to do when you got a business.
That's right.
You always have something to do. A phone call, a graphic, a piece of graphic art. You know what I'm saying? Putting something on the internet, like anything to just get you moving forward. Because what happens is, you have to be, when you're doing something, you have to be first in mind of people. For what you do. You know what I'm saying? If you're a rapper, oh man, what's a rap? Oh man, I know, you know what I'm saying, such and such. They're first in mind. You got to make sure that you're first in mind of people in order to even reap the benefits of what you're trying to do. So if that's what you want to be and you go out there, you tell people that's what you are, and then people will eventually make you that. And now you gotta hold true to what you told people. And then that gets the momentum of you working. If you say you're an actor and you go out here and a person be like, oh yeah, we want you to act. Now you can't feel that person that you told was an actor. And that's how I say, if I say I'm something and somebody hold me to it, now I can't feel this person. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I was just talking shit. Well, you know, I ain't going to listen to nothing you say.
Because and that's how I am. You tell me something like, okay, I want to do this and that. And then I'll be like, all right, call me, do this and that. You don't do it, I'm done. I'm not fucking with it. I'm not about to call you and ask you.
Keep asking you to chase your own damn dream.
I'm not going to ask you to chase your own dream.
I think the biggest key to like where you were saying is it's all about the type of people that you're around too. And this is the example that I pretty much give my sons. Like I tell my boys every day, it's always good to be around winners, people that are doing something with themselves, people that are positive. Like I get the example that I give my boys is, if you hanging around a bunch of niggas that's sitting down every day on the porch, smoking weed, drinking, and doing nothing with their lives, and you sit there with them every single day, even if you don't start off with those habits, eventually you're going to be doing the same thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you are what you keep around you.
Exactly.
But if you hanging around people that are constantly working on this person working on this business, this person fixing cars 24/7, this person hustling, this, like, everybody constantly doing something, it's going to give you the momentum to want to do something too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It changes your mindset.
It definitely changes your mindset. So I went from, my problem wasn't being around a bunch of losers or people that wasn't doing nothing with themselves. My problem was just being an introvert, period. I've always been completely introverted, not being around nobody. So therefore, I didn't have nobody to kind of root me on and kind of encourage me to do better. So I slowly started coming out of my shell, and what I did was I made a choice on the type of people that I was going to keep in my circle. My circle is very small, and the few people that are in my circle, they're all doing something with themselves.
Right.
So for me, like, my goal is to start up a trucking business. So although nobody in my circle is doing a trucking business, but like you were saying, the second I said, hey, I want to start a trucking business, and guess what? I started getting phone calls. My girl called me like, hey, yeah, my boyfriend, or my husband's friend, he got a trucking business. I'm about to link you up. Or this person do dispatching. I'm about to link you up doing this.
And pretty soon somebody going to be like, yo, I got a truck that I ain't even using no more.
That's how it is.
That's
Coming
how
by
it
this
goes.
truck, I'm done with it. But I heard that you're trying to start.
Yep.
And if you don't put that verbal flyer out there to people, then it ain't going to come your way.
It's not going to come your
It's
way.
energy.
It's not going to come your
The
way.
energy,
That's definitely what it is.
You putting that energy out into the universe, it's gonna come back to you. That's
Always
the law.
gonna come back
you
to you.
put it out. You put out. You get back what you return, whether negative or positive. So if you putting that energy out there and you putting in the work to do what you need to do, all that shit gonna come. And then you sometimes you go always you gonna have setbacks. So you gotta understand that, but it's not. You can't say fuck it.
So
You got to still be with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Darren, let me ask you this: give me an example of a say a situation or whatever that might have been a setback throughout your journey, out your 19 years or whatever, that you can remember, that you can kind of like pull from and say this what kind of like made you even stronger or whatever. After you had say some kind of maybe setback or something like that. Even if it's dealing with say somebody that you did a video with, you know what I'm saying, or something, or say an actor or actress or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I'll say more so project wise, man. I remember when I was originally starting the Detroit Filmmaker Awards, a lot of people was kind of like, yo, like our film community isn't there. You know what I'm saying? A couple of people tried it, it just didn't work. And me, I love that. I love to hear shit like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Did it put doubt in me? It did, but I just figured at the end of the day, man, I didn't want to go into it. I really didn't go into it to prove people wrong. I went into it because it was something that was needed. Right. And once you go into any situation and you have self-satisfaction of just getting it done, not implementing anybody else's thought on how you got it done or whatever, or trying to please somebody else, but just doing it because you know this is something that needs to be done. This is something that I wanted to give back to people. This is something, even if I had to convince you that it wasn't a good idea, I want you to see the good idea out of it because you need this and you just don't know you need it yet. You know what I'm saying? So going into that, man, I remember when I first started doing it, and people was like, okay, cool. What is this? Darren, you doing it? How we gonna trust that you gonna do this and that and the other? And it was like, yo, so when I first did it, it was a double-edged sword because it was like people either wasn't gonna like me or people was gonna love me.
Right.
Oh, my head down. Oh, I'm sorry. People either wasn't gonna they was gonna love me or they wasn't gonna like me because of course my name is on it, but I'm not the one who's actually picking out the winners or anything like that. Right. But it was just one of those things where, you know what I'm saying? I got to do it. Love it or hate it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was, was it a setback for me? I don't necessarily think it was a setback, but it was a very scary thing for me to start something that people now embrace. You know what I'm saying? And is excited about.
To be a pioneer for
something. Yeah. Because just being a voice for anything in anywhere is a scary thing because people really hold on to the things that you say. It really matters to people. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do have to say things in order to push people and get people to think, oh, yeah, is that right? Is that wrong? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? And intentionally get people to think a little bit past what they thought things were. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So always question and answer.
Right.
Absolutely.
Again, if you guys want to call and got any questions for Darren or for us, the number is 248-690-5996. We're going to finish up the interview with Darren, and then we're going to get into the main topic in just a second. D, far as, so what do you think right now, how the film community in Detroit, how you think is going along? Your opinion.
Bro, how much time we got?
We got about 3 minutes left.
Let me tell you, man. So the film community mirrors anything else, like the hip hop community here. Remember at one point in time, it was different between rappers and hip hop artists.
Right.
Nigga, you had your Blade Icewoods and you had your Black Milks and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your Royce
Slum
the
Village,
5'9",
like
Slum
that, yeah.
Village.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You had all those people, and it was like them niggas were never on the track together because it was street rap versus hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
Now what's end up happening, it's the same with us. You know what I'm saying? We got street movies, and then we have, you know what I'm saying, artistic movies. But what's happening is we all have to work together to collectively make it a better situation.
You're right.
So what ends up happening is now you got maybe like the street niggas who was doing the street rap getting the beats from the hip hop niggas. Now niggas is like, oh, okay, what we got going on here?
Right.
And that's what's happening to us.
Okay.
Now we taking the artistic, forgive me, but we taking everybody who's artistic now and bringing it to the street shit. Now it's like, oh, the street movies has got, that shit looking good.
And,
that shit
that's
looking
crazy
good
though,
for-
because when I first shot Stoners, and everybody was like, man, why you ain't making no hood shit? I'm like, dog, that's not. I'm like, there's enough people making those. You know what I'm saying? I want to make a comedy where I'm about to draw in everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna make some street shit. I'm actually about to do a documentary on some street shit.
Right.
But at that point, I wanted to do something different. My first film, I wanted to be something that I know I can bring in a complete audience.
Yeah,
Not
right,
just
exactly.
the street audience.
And that's what's happening with film. But what people don't understand, like right now, it's the Wild Wild West. Everybody getting their cameras and just shooting shit up.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
like we shooting shit up. We shooting shit up. So the thing right now is it's just about surviving. When the dust clear, who gonna still be shooting shit up?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people taking hits. It's a lot of people shooting bullshit. It's a lot of people just doing things right now just to either make a name or to say I'm a filmmaker and I belong too. But when the dust settles, then what's going to happen? Are you still going to be that filmmaker? Are you still going to have that mental capacity to stay in the pocket of all the other people that's got 4, 5, 6, 7 films and ain't miss a beat and ain't taking no breaks and you know what I'm saying? Ain't destroying their family and shit like that, because this film does do that. So, as far as right now, it's about relationships. It's about how you're going to conduct yourself as you're doing business, because pretty soon it's not going to be about the money. It's going to be about who I want to work with and who's going to elevate my craft. So what people got to understand is, right now you can buy a lot of people to be on your set. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you a good DP, here's X amount of dollars. But when the money come in and everybody got the money, and people be like, oh, can you work on it? People gonna be like, no, man, I don't even like, I'm not with your content. I know you don't even know what you're doing. It's too fucking stressful to work with you because you don't know how to run a set. So when that happens, then that's when the dust is gonna settle, and then it's gonna be a solid, more viable film business then, because we're gonna know, oh, okay, we're kicking out good content at this point, and majority of it is good content. You know what I'm saying?
So D, you hanging out with us for the
episode? What we about to talk about?
So we about to get into the main topic of the day, but first we're gonna do shot of the day, and then we're gonna get into the main topic, and then after that we're gonna get into keys of to the streets.
All right.
This shot of the day is brought to you by whatever the fuck y'all want it to be. It's also brought to you by Sanford Janitorial and Cleaning.
Yeah. All right, one more time. Yeah, come on,
Some
bro.
drunk motherfuckers in the studio.
There you go. There you go. Dr. Ruckus.
I only like porcelain.
See? You know what I'm saying?
And our topic for the day is called America's Next Overdose. We're going to touch on the problems these opioids are having, how they lacing all these drugs with fentanyl, and the problems it's causing in our community and everything else. I just want to say that, like, I have not directly experienced a situation from this. I mean, I have from drugs. I have issues, family members who was on drugs back in the day. But this per se with the fentanyl, it's kind of dangerous because I got a lot of family members who smoke weed, and now they get putting it on the weed and stuff. So now I'm worried about them because you don't know if they get a hold of some bullshit and it do anything to them. So it's kind of. I want us to discuss while we're talking about this, try to figure out solutions. And again, if people want to call in and talk on the topic, it's 248-690-5996. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, my thoughts is, it is really an epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Solely it comes down to the individuals and families and stuff like that need to get help. You know what I mean? So, you have a lot of things that's going on in this country or whatever that's causing, say, people for one to be depressed. Not really already in a mental state, in a good positive mental state and stuff like that. So, you might have some people that's schizophrenic, like I say, other like mental issues and stuff that's going on where you don't have like the facilities to actually help people. You got more jails than you do have, mental hospitals and stuff like that, and places take people and stuff like that to get their actual help. So with just some numbers from last year. So you had like a spike of here, just say in Michigan, say 19.6% of overdoses and stuff like that has increased since, say, the pandemic. So, you can see the correlation a lot of times dealing with, say, stressful, things that's going on and stuff, in the societies and stuff like that. So,
and a lot of it is not just, a lot of it is depression and stress, but we're just going to be clear. A lot of it is just the propaganda of what's popular right now. Right. If you listen to majority of rap, and we just going to put it on the floor, what do they rap about? Lean, drugs, perks. Pills. That's the thing. Okay, so during the crack epidemic, nobody was rapping about smoking no damn crack.
They was talking about
Nobody was
selling
rapping
it.
about
Yeah.
Not as
some people were. No, some people were though. We just didn't know what it was.
Maybe to a small. Maybe okay, but right now that's the thing. Yeah. Like, that's the primary proper perk. Drink the lean. Like, I just found out that one Moneybag Yo, that whole time Keisha was about lean. Yeah. I didn't know that. Like, so, but until I started really listening to the lyrics, he's even talking about how he going to withdrawals and he tried to get away from it, and then he got to go back to it because it makes him sick. Like, that's the thing. So here's the thing: you have people that are completely like rapping about this constantly: perks, lean, this, that, coke. Right? So then it pushes the agenda for the shit to be put in the street even more. Right. So what happens is, if it's being pushed in the street and it's not enough supply and it's in demand, what are people going to do when it's in demand but it's not enough supply? They're going to start trying to figure out a way to create it. And this is where you get in the fentanyl. So people are putting the fentanyl in it and thinking they're fucking scientists, and they're not. And what they're doing is they're putting way too much fentanyl in it, or some people just can't handle fentanyl at all. And a lot of people are overdosing. It's no different with the cocaine. Okay, so back in the day when they used to do cocaine, they would mix it, they would stump it with baking soda. Okay, but the thing is, when you stump it with baking soda, it fuck your nose up. Everybody know that. You sick as hell the next day, your nose hurt. So now what they're doing is to give you that same high and make you want to come back, and without your nose being fucked up, they're putting fentanyl in it. But again, because you're not putting the correct dosage in there and you're not a scientist at the end of the day, you're putting way too much in there, and then these people are literally dropping dead like flies. So a lot of these kids that are grabbing perks and adults that's popping perks and drinking lean, is it really because they're depressed? How do you even start off doing it?
Well, it might not even. So it could be this. I mean, let's be real. A lot of people and stuff do drugs, alcohol, and stuff like that for escapism. They're trying to escape something. They're actually trying to escape their life or escape, poverty, escape trauma, escape stress, escape, whatever that's causing, issues within their life, So of course, people are just really out here trying to self-medicate themselves without getting say proper counseling and stuff like that. So, it's multi-layered. I would say that.
Several reasons.
And it's going to be an uphill battle. The only thing I can probably say just is if you see people and stuff, that's going through things or whatever, actually have a conversation with them. Because sometimes, whatever, just a small conversation can lead to helping somebody and saving somebody's life, because...
But it goes back to what you were saying as far as them closing down a lot of the hospitals and whatnot. What a lot of people don't understand, and I'm just going to let people know, especially for the people that think it's cool to pop perks. When you get addicted to any type of opioid, especially a Percocet, it's just as strong as you doing actual heroin. Okay? The addiction is literally hand in hand. So when you're coming off of heroin and you're going into withdrawals, that's the worst thing you can go through is a heroin withdrawal. Well, the thing is, so is an opioid, if not worse. So a lot of times these people can't get off these pills. They literally can't get off of them because once you get started, you get addicted quick, and then when you try to get off of it, your body needs it, it feeds for it, and you go through so much pain and so much trauma and so much sickness trying to get off of it. So what happens is it creates a demon for you to keep taking it, and there are no clinics. There are no real clinics that'll really take you in and get you off of it. You got these doctors that's willing to write these scripts, but you don't have, the doctors that's willing to take Medicaid and take, state insurance in order to get these people off of these drugs.
Yeah. It's like dealing with someone who's doing drugs, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, you don't want to see them going through what they do, and you want to try to help them.
Right.
But then they turn around and burn you. You know what I'm saying? Not meaning I don't know, because I don't know per se someone who's really strung out on pills and this and that to that extent right now. But like I said, back in the crack era and stuff like that, I had family members who were strung out, and back then they did anything, stole shit from you, all type of shit like that. But I think you touched on something about it not being enough rehabilitation centers for people, and that's part of the issues. That, and like you said, not enough mental hospitals that's available for people to really seek this help. What needs to be done, bills need to be passed, laws need to be passed where they can open up more rehabilitation centers and get these people help. And the thing about it is, and I'm not trying to get on race, but I'm about to get on race.
Get on that shit.
Back in the era when it was crack and this and that, they shut all the rehab down for black people because they was the ones mostly strung out on crack and things of that nature. Now these opioids and all these pills and stuff affecting the white community a lot more than the black community. They are the federal laws. They're passing all type of laws.
That's the only reason why they call it an epidemic.
Yeah. And they're doing all type of stuff for it. But locally, you're not getting that. So it's funny how on this hand there was no help. It was getting arrested. You was locking us up because of the drugs. But this time you screaming out they need the help. They got to do this. They got to do this because now it's affecting their kids, their sons, their daughters.
I'll give you another example. You remember the white kids that all were found overdosed in the hotel. It was ages 15, 16, and 17. Okay. Yeah, they were all found dead because it was a fentanyl laced in their pill. Now, the only person that survived was the black boy. Okay. That was the only person that survived. He was in a coma. Supposedly, he was the one that, supplied the pill. Now, once he woke up from a coma, which was like 4 or 5 weeks later, he got charged for all of those murders only because they were white.
Wow.
Only because they were white. But in the same token, because I know firsthand, every time a black person dies from a fentanyl overdose, they don't even bother to investigate where they got that pill from. But when a white person died, they own that shit.
So now check this out. I did a little research or whatever as far as to try to see exactly how out of whack, say, the synthetic fentanyl and stuff like that is, or whatever, and where it came from. So back in like January, it was reported in by the BBC News or whatever. This guy, this Chinese guy, but he's a Canadian nationalist. His name is Shi Lap or whatever. So he had a warrant out for his arrest in Amsterdam. They actually had arrested him. They arrested him in Amsterdam. It was Australia who had a warrant out for him. So this guy, okay, like I said, Asian, right? So he had a drug gang, and also a big, large company or whatever that was making in every bit of $70 billion a year. Yeah, compared to, say, El Chapo and so forth. So a lot of times and stuff, we don't even be knowing who is who, like on who's attached to, getting a lot of this stuff over here. So just imagine $70 billion a year. So he's already connected to, I'm quite sure, pharmaceutical companies, to some of everything. Right. You're just not going to move that kind of stuff on the black market and stuff like that. So, so just to know, he was 56 years old, like I said, an Asian. They arrested him back in January. So my whole thing is, okay, Mr. CIA, FBI, who's the next person in charge? Because if stuff is still, increasing as far as drugs and everything else, as far as synthetic fentanyl and stuff like that, it should be pretty kind of easy or whatever to crack down on. I mean, they know what everybody is doing as far as cell phones, as far as GPS, as far as everything else. Right. So they want this stuff to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because the doctors prescribe it too. You can. A lot of doctors prescribe synthetic fentanyl.
There you go. You know what I mean? So they, to me, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. They are the biggest drug dealers.
Absolutely.
Period. You know what I mean? The drug pushers. Because every time you go to it's been plenty of times where you can go to say any urgent care doctor, office or whatever, as far as a regular visit, or if something happened to you, first thing they want to do is push some kind of drugs on you or whatever. Period. Instead of saying, hey, do this or do something else,
physical therapy,
or alternate, you know what I'm saying, alternate plan or whatever. Right. The first thing they want to do is give you drugs.
And I'm going to tell you this. Not only do they want to give you drugs, they do it to the young kids. Because when you're old and you really in pain, they don't want to give you shit.
Yeah.
But when you're young, like my son, he
I want to make you an addict.
Yeah, he tore something. I think he tore his meniscus or something like that. And when we went to the hospital, the first thing I said was, "Don't write him no Norco. He's strong, he's young, he's 19 years old. We can take him to physical therapy, give his ass some Motrin, and, we can make sure that, he get this taken care of." As soon as I left, because he is over 18, as soon as I left, my son come pick me up. I come pick him up. The doctor gave him Norco. So I go back to the hospital. I said, why in the fuck would you give a 19-year-old that's in college Norco? And then you gave him 10 milligrams. And he like, well, he's an adult, and you don't get to choose what medication. And I'm like, but this is how these kids get strung out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is it right here.
And if you, and I'm gonna say this, because everybody is not, say mentally either strong nor I would say mentally weak. It just depends on what kind of person you are, what kind of mood you in. Like I said, if you have
DNA.
any, if you got other things going on, you trying to escape, you know what I'm saying? It could be things that, like you said, okay, he goes to the hospital, they end up prescribing him some stuff like that. A lot of the stuff have all kind of bad side effects anyway.
Yep.
Right. So, you get hooked on, say, whatever kind of medication and whatever they prescribe you. Now, hey, if he had any kind of trauma, you know what I'm saying, he might have seen one of his friends get killed or something, or, you know what I'm saying, even if he's depressed far as, like, breaking up with, like, a little girlfriend or something like that or whatever. Now he got these drugs. Now the side effects kick in. Now he's addicted to it. Now it's going to be a continuous cycle because he feel like he's trying to escape.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, from whatever he's going through. So, I mean, like I said,
what's your take on it, D.O.? You sitting over there quiet.
Yeah,
What's your take on it?
So, man, as far as I got a 21-year-old boy, man, and I when it comes to drugs, I haven't had too many like close brush-ins with addiction that like hitting my family or anything like that. So, what I'm saying, I don't want to speak out of turn or try to talk about something that I really don't know a whole lot about when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, you know, when it comes to prescribing drugs, I mean, I see it. I see what's happening, you know what I'm saying? And it was a valid point made when it was like, yo, the war, you know, Reagan's war on drugs was like, it didn't benefit the government, it didn't make sense, but we're going to push crack into this inner city. And now that, you know what I'm saying, now the, you know, like the suburbs has their version of crack now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh, yeah, no,
we need to do
something
it's a
about it.
sickness. It's not a drug. It's a sickness.
So just
And
like
it's
you
like,
said,
yeah, man.
So just like you said, pertains to say, you know, just say Reagan's war on drugs was actually funding, you know what I'm saying, an actual war.
Yeah.
That they had pumped those drugs and got the money in return to fund an illegal war.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what makes you think that that's not going on now? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because they haven't, you know, a lot of this stuff is, you know, nobody's being punished, you know what I'm saying, for being caught, you know, pushing these drugs, especially as, you know, far as like if they're not black people or whatever. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So black people, you know, you get caught with, say, you know, a damn boulder back in the day or whatever. You do 10 damn years. You know what I'm saying? With a dime of crack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, let alone like say some weed. Laws. Now, you know what I'm saying? Oh, now the laws are so relaxed. You know what I'm saying? And now we gonna go ahead
because it benefits them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even you know even with, say, legalizing marijuana in a lot of different states or whatever, and the government started having their hand into it, I always look at it like this. When the government started having their hands into to things like that they never really wanted to supposedly have their hand into or to try to regulate or whatever, it's going to be some shit in the game.
It's going to be some shit in the game, for sure.
You know, I just... it's like I said, a lot of this stuff is multi-layered, and the only thing I can say is we have to start like taking care of our own as much as possible, and stop putting it in the hands of other people.
Yep, that's
you
the
know.
key.
And like I said, if you have family members and stuff like that need some help or whatever, just try to be that extra helping hand
and be
somehow,
supportive.
some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And pay attention. Pay attention to the signs.
And young people, if y'all listening out here, just be cautious. Just make sure don't. I'm not about to tell you don't smoke no weed, and I'm not about to tell you do all this because you're not gonna listen anyway.
Right.
What I can tell you and what I will tell you is be cautious and be responsible.
Yeah. Yep.
Make sure you're just not smoking anybody's weed, and try if you can to get it from dispensaries, even though they're not 100%.
Nah.
But I would bank on them more than just grabbing it off the street from somebody you don't know where they got it from, what they did with it. So, and then parents, just stay up on your kids. Just pay attention to what's going on. Talk to your kids.
Yeah.
Just stay focused on them, because like Q just said, we're the ones who got to take care of our own, because nobody else is going to save us. We got to do it ourselves. Yeah. So ultimately, we just got to do what we need to do. Right now, we're going to jump into the keys to the streets with our girl Keys, and she's going to touch on a little bit of what we were just talking about. So here we go.
What's up? This your girl Keys giving you the keys to the streets.
What's up, y'all?
That Dr. Ruckus,
we gotta change that. First of all, my voice is not that deep.
You sound like MC Light.
First of all, but no, basically, following the topic that we were just on, which is the opioid epidemic, drugs, fentanyl, and all that stuff. I have personal experience with drug abuse. You know, I grew up in a home with a lot of drug abuse. And unfortunately, that generational curse continued to go on with me and my family. My kid's father passed away in 2017 from a fentanyl overdose. He was a functioning drug addict. He looked good, worked out every day, ate healthy, very, very smart, had a degree in psychology and biology. His mother was the first African-American head nurse at Children's Hospital. And the point that I am making is drugs does not have a certain face, a certain characteristic. You're not walking around here with missing teeth like it was back in the 80s with the crackheads. It's literally people that are functioning every day that are battling with drugs, and he was one of them. He started dabbling in drugs, with drugs at a very, very young age. I believe at the age of 15, from my understanding. And as it continued to get worse, I decided to do me and my boys a favor and leave him, hoping that he would get himself together. Unfortunately, he went downhill and got worse. I would beg him to get his shit together and beg him to get off of drugs, because that was my fear, was him dying of a drug overdose. And he would always tell me how, I don't have a habit. I can stop anytime I want to. And, I don't have an addictive personality. And this is a lot of the things that people say right now. If I want to stop popping perks, I can. If I want to stop, drinking lean, I can. I don't have an addictive personality. Well, he may have or may haven't had addictive personality. But what happened was he decided to get high, again, or one last time, or whatever what his case was. And he bought a batch from somebody that he trusted, and he did coke that night, and he dropped dead. We found him dead on the toilet with his cell phone in his hand, and he was dead. And when he was taken to the medical examiner in Oakland County, the medical examiner told me over 78% of his clientele that he's getting are people from overdoses now. Like, it's just every time somebody come in, it's like, okay, I know he died of a drug overdose. And it wasn't necessarily an overdose that killed my kid's father. It's just that it was fentanyl in his drug of choice. And when you're doing coke and you're doing popping pills, your heart is racing here, there, slowing down, picking back up, and his heart literally just gave out and just stopped. It just stopped working, and he died. And it affected my boys. It affected me. It affected, the family. And people don't think it's real until it happens to you. And then what ended up happening, which made it even worse, behind the fact that I lost my kid's father, and I'm a single mother, with a deceased, kid's father, and I'm going through shit with my boys, and they're angry. I ended up having a nervous breakdown, and I started seeing a psychiatrist behind him dying. And the doctor prescribed me Xanax because I was having a lot of anxiety attacks. And it wasn't, It worked for me, but what ended up happening was the doctor was not monitoring my usage on the Xanax. And it was just one particular time, I think I may have went out of town or something like that. I did not bring my Xanax with me. And at this point, I had been taking Xanax maybe 3-4 times a day as prescribed. And I did not bring my medication with me. And I became abruptly ill, like flu-like symptoms. Like, I'm sick. I got the chills. I'm throwing up. I can't figure out what's wrong with me. I'm thinking I got the flu. It was so bad to the point to where I ended up canceling, the remainder of my trip. And I went home thinking I was sick, diarrhea, sweating. Just I felt fucked up. Right. So when I get home, the first thing I do is I pop a Xanax to kind of just like chill out because I'm so sick. And guess what? All of those symptoms went away. Yeah. Like nothing. So at that point, that's when I realized, okay, I'm clearly going through withdrawals. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through withdrawals. And you know what happened when I went back to the doctor and explained to him that I was going through withdrawals? Because now at this point, I need this medication. I don't want to feel like how I feel. The doctor pretty much was like, I ain't rating you shit out. It's like, oh, well. So I had to go home, and I had to just basically suffer. And I didn't even find out until later I could have actually died, getting off those pills. Yeah, and the withdrawal was horrible, what I went through, because I was seeing shit, I was hearing shit, I'm sick. And then the thing is, I didn't want to tell anybody because I was embarrassed at the time, not understanding that I really didn't have anything to be embarrassed about. But I was so embarrassed that the fact that this happened to me, I didn't tell anybody. So I went through withdrawals by myself, dealing with 2 kids that just lost their father, plus a set of twins, because I was also going through a divorce while I'm going through withdrawals at home. And it was the worst thing that I ever went through in my whole life, and I would not wish it on anybody. And that's the story that I want to tell people, because this drug epidemic or whatever you want to call it is serious. And a lot of people don't understand when y'all out here popping perks and y'all drinking lean and y'all having fun. Yeah, it do make you feel good. I done had a perk before. The shit makes you feel awesome. But what you don't understand, each and every time you pop that pill and each and every time you drink that lean, your body becomes more and more and more dependent on it. And the worst thing is going through withdrawals, and a lot of people don't want to stop doing the drugs because they don't want to go through the withdrawals, so they continue to do the drugs. And what y'all not understanding is the shit is burning y'all brain cells, it's fucking y'all liver up, it's causing you to act sporadically, and a lot of these violences, a lot of people that are committing crimes and killing people, they 9 times out of 10 was on a perk. So I just want to let the people know, like, this shit is real and it's really, really affecting us. And you may not be able to see it physically like you could back in the 80s when a person was on crack and when it was on heroin and you could see their hands puffing up. Now when you popping pills, these people look normal. They going to work every day, they functioning, looking nice every day, but the insides are rotting and their brains is slowly deteriorating. So I really, really hope that our community get it together and stop falling into the propaganda of feeling like it's cool to pop pills and drink lean, because this shit is killing us, and it's killing us very slowly.
I just want to give. I was about to say, I just want to give my condolences to everybody that has lost anybody. You know what I'm saying, to this epidemic. You know, just in general, or whatever, and also to you, Keys, for giving out a good testimony. You know what I'm saying, and to be an example, like, hey, it can be anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be affected by it. Anybody, family member, can be affected by it, and it is. Light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? It is a chance for you to become who you really need to be once you kind of, what I'm saying? Like take accountability, you know what I'm saying, to say, hey, I do have a problem, or I do, I do need some help. That's the first
step. And it's okay. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I don't laugh at people's demise of men on drugs. That shit is not funny. It's nothing to laugh about. It's okay. If you got a problem, talk to somebody and see if you can get help. Hell, shit, call me, hit me up, hit up my inbox. I can give you a couple of keys and pointers if you're battling with drug abuse on how to kind of taper yourself off to where you can finally get off that medication. But it can be done. It can be done.
Yep. And like she said, if you guys need any help, make sure you look up your local any rehab or centers that's helping with drug abuse. Look up family members or anything. Just if you need to talk to someone to get things out of it. Before we close out, let's just give a shout out to the people that's following us on social media. I want to give a big shout out to my cousins, Angel and my cousin
Angel.
Yogi, Yolanda, Sanford.
What's up,
also,
y'all?
I want to thank my boy Tanico Higgins.
Yeah, Tanico, Black Dre checked in or whatever. Hey, he
What's
said,
up, everybody?
He said He said that video was definitely dope as hell. Fire,
appreciate
man.
it.
So,
Appreciate it, bro.
That's my other brother right there. That's Black Dre.
Sydney checked in. James Lee.
Sammy, what up, though?
Shout out to Nicole on. She said, "What we drinking? We
What's
drinking
up, y'all?
Captain Morgan's and some type of scotch. I don't know what the hell it is, but who else? We got on here. We had Demetria Williams, Chanel, Coco Brown Williams. Thank all y'all for checking in.
Thank you, everybody that's watching on our end.
We appreciate y'all, and definitely, we want to just, give y'all a lot of love and a lot of gratitude and appreciation for y'all tapping in with us every week.
We appreciate you. Shout out to everybody on my end too that's watching this show. Everybody, I can't think of names off top. Neil, Alicia, Brianna, Latina, T. Anybody that's watching the show that fuck with me and that fuck with my co-host. Shout out to y'all.
And we want to thank again our guest Darren Brown for coming in, sticking it out with us through this whole conversation, doing the interview.
No problem.
And we're
check out Dimes, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out Dimes. It's on Tubi streaming right now.
Man.
Hell of a movie, make you laugh, making you laugh. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We just want to tell y'all, make sure to tune in next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. And we are out.
Peace.
We don't miss, we straight shoot. Load it up, keep the aim right, no sideways. We straight Shooting. Podcast for the